We are live.
Live. Hello,
Yes.
everybody. I changed into a different t-shirt. I dressed up for the show.
Smog City. That's got a nice ring to it.
I know, right? Uh-oh. Got to change you over in Discord. Somebody write an automation for this for me. Output is going to be my headphones. There we go. All right, so I have something funny to tell you guys. And I've got an article about a lot of it, but I didn't end up putting this in the article. You know, I keep complaining that the fans are really loud, and I've been putting this big thing here to block the audio of my fans. Well, let's see.
You're talking about the fans on your computer.
Sorry?
You're talking about the fans
on my computer.
Yeah.
So my computer, the fans on my new MacBook Pro have been really, really loud, and it's been driving me crazy. And you guys keep telling me that you can't hear them. And Steve keeps saying, I can't hear it. And I said, yeah, but I can hear it. So I know it's in the recording. I'm sure of it. Dave Hamilton came over and to the house, and I was showing him what was going on. And he was talking about the placement of my mic and what is the cardioid form of my mic and this sort of thing. And finally he made a recording, and you can't hear the fans at all. So I've got my microphone this way, and the fans are directly on the other side of it. Stop it. And it was just hilarious because you guys keep telling me there's no noise on the recording. I'm like, yeah, but I can hear it. Well, I can hear it, but my microphone can't hear it because my microphone's pointed this way and the fans are behind it. So
it's very directional.
Yeah. But that was good news. I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Good.
But I've solved the symptom for the rest of the time. So I think we are ready for roll call. Unfortunately, Rick is out sick. We wish him the best.
Yes, Rick, get well, please. Rest up.
Yeah, so he did send in a note to Steve, so he's doesn't have to bring the drinks next week. But in the meantime, we've got Brett and Kevin and Jill McKinley, who's never going to visit me again. She got me all excited. She was going to come out to California once a month, and now she says she's not coming back, so that's fine. Marty and Rose and Sandy, and let's see who's in the sidebar over here. I don't think Barry Folk is really here. Dorothy is here, and John, and I'm betting, is Wheels here?
Yes.
Vectrix, build a PC. I don't know who that is. There's Frank. All right. I think we, did I miss anybody? Marty's not quite here. I swear, I think Marty is Frank's alter ego. Hey, you didn't micromanage my lighting, Steve.
I didn't. Also, we didn't do playback test.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
Ask Sandy.
All right.
Excuse me.
Do we know we can hear it on Mimo?
Well, I don't know about Mimo. You want to hear it on Mimo?
Let's do a quickie.
All righty. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast. He also says I have my gain up too high. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast.
All right, we're good.
Did you hear it?
Yep.
All right. Where's my cursor? I have too many windows now.
Can you mute me tonight?
No, I lost my cursor. I'm not kidding. There it is. Do I need to do what to you tonight?
Can you mute me tonight? Or do I have to mute myself?
Talk right now? Yeah, you know what the problem is it's the graphics. It's just not showing that it's muting you.
Oh. Well,
so I think I was muting you all along. What the heck is that? What? I don't understand that.
Wait. I think I lost you now. What happened here? Why can't I hear you? Did you?
I'm back.
Okay, there you are. What happened?
I touched my audio input.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. That should have changed nothing, but it does. All right. Let's see. NosillaCast intro. Let's drop you down in here. Actually, I'm going to do this. Let's put you up there. And this one is that one. I don't want that one. All right. There you go. All right, here we go. Places, everyone.
Places, everyone. Muting.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. John says they lost me over in Discord too. That is very weird. I don't understand it. Here we go. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever so slight Apple bias. Today is Sunday, February 23rd, 2020, and this is show number 772. On this week's Programming by Stealth, Bart takes us through the penultimate hat that JavaScript wears, and that's regular expressions. Luckily, since we haven't talked about regular expressions in ages, he reminds us of the syntax for regular expression literals in JavaScript first, and then he takes us through 3 common uses for regular expressions. We joked around during this episode at how many times I said, well, that makes sense. Bart said it was music to his ears, and I say that this was a very intuitive lesson considering how arcane regular expressions are in their syntax. Bart's tutorial, of course, is linked in the show notes. Back in September, I told you about a really cool utility called Capto. My blog post title was Capto, More Than a Screenshot Utility. I was so delighted by the unique and powerful features of what I thought was a little dinky $20 screen capture tool and turned out to be so much more powerful that I decided to do a screencast for it on Don McAllister's Screencast Online. That was the only way I could teach everything that it could do. I've included in the show notes a teaser video for you, and if you like it, maybe you want to join Screencast Online. It is a subscription-based podcast, but you can enjoy a 7-day free trial, and then you'll get hooked. You absolutely will get hooked because the content is that good. All right.
Chapter mark.
People love a chapter mark, don't they?
They love them. Yes.
On this week's, what's that?
Yes, they love them.
Okay, I'm going to put in so many chapter marks you can't believe it. I still need to I need to, oh, that's not going to be right. Oh, fine. That's fine. I need to make them a video. Back in September, I told you about
what?
We're going to redo that. It wasn't in September.
Oh.
It was December 18.
December 18.
Kyle used to say his birthday is December 18.
That was when he was like 18 or 19.
Yeah, he's over it now. He's almost 30. I thought he already was 30, and he started talking about what he's going to do for his 30th birthday. I was like, aren't you at 30 already? I can't keep track.
Way to go there. Really know yourself.
All right. Back in December, I told you about a really cool utility called Capto. My blog post at the time was entitled Capto, More Than a Screenshot Utility. I was so delighted by the unique and powerful features of what I thought was just this little $20 screen capture utility, but was so much more that I decided to do a screencast for it for Don McAllister's Screencast Online. That was the only way I could teach everything that it can do. There's a teaser video for it in the show notes, and if you like it, maybe you want to join Screencast Online. It is a subscription-based podcast, but you can enjoy a free 7-day trial that might get you hooked. But you probably will be hooked because the other presenters and me, man, we do an amazing job, if I do say so myself. Well, let's kick in with our first video from, okay, can't do anything on the fly, can you? You just stink at it. That's why your show is scripted. Belkin. Belkin. Copy link.
Frank is asking if Capto's on setup.
No, I don't think it is. All right, let's listen to a just you can't wing it. Can't do like a sentence without screwing up. Let's start off now with one of our CES interviews with one of my favorite companies, Belkin. All righty. Belkin. Look at this.
So
I
Marty
haven't-
believes it is on SetApp.
Is it? Oh. What do I know? I probably. Oh, no. Yeah. You're right. That's the first thing I taught in my video was that it's in SetApp. It's funny to get excited about battery packs and stuff, but this is not that big of a battery pack in terms of power. But I got this for free from Belkin. Look at it. Isn't that a nice little form factor? Like, let me show you how little it is, like compared to my head. It's tiny. Look at the size of this thing. Isn't that cute? I like the size. I like the aspect ratio. You could make that into like a cube thing, and I wouldn't like it as much. Haven't used it, but it's really nice. It's got one of those little buttons like on the side. I don't know if that's lighting up.
Yeah.
Probably can't see it. Oh,
We can see it.
Like the old MacBook Pros used to.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's nice.
Pleasing.
I just like it. Yeah, it's very pleasing. All right. So in the middle of this interview, I start talking. She talks about their new chargers. You might have a big head. Thank you, Frank. She starts talking about their chargers, and she holds up this charger that's like, I don't know, maybe it's like this big. I described it as being a little smaller than the ice cube I'd had in my old fashioned the night before. And she tells me it's a 60-watt charger. And you hear me ask her 3 times, like going 16. And she goes 60. And I said 16. And she goes 60.
60.
Because I didn't believe her. I had not yet learned about the gallium nitride chargers. So it's kind of funny. So I'm going to talk about that here at the end of that.
Good.
Very good.
Yep.
That's pretty easy. Everybody knows how to spell that. Thank you very much, Anna. We'll see you again next year.
Yes, you will.
Okay, so my favorite part of the Belkin interview is when she hands me the charger and she's trying to convince me that it's a 60-watt charger, and I keep saying 16. And there's a reason for that. Why I'm not understanding is I had not yet met Eugene Sheridan from Navitas, where he explained about gallium nitride and how all of these chargers were going to start coming out that now were little tiny lightweight chargers and were highly powerful. So that's why I keep going, yo, you mean 16? And she's like, 60. Anyway, I thought that was really funny. I love Jen. I loved stopping by to see her every single time. And for some reason, I always end up with some little tech support question that I need help with. And they own Wemo, and we were having a little trouble with our Wemo switches. And so I made one of the guys there help me with it before we left the booth. So anyway, I think they're a lot of fun, and I really love Belkin products. All right.
Chapter mark.
Kevin is
He's
is
on it.
Steve taking over from you?
No, I'm taking my cue from Kevin.
Are you
He
sure?
reminds me that I'm commanding you to do this.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I just forget.
Yep. Okay. Well, one of us will. All right. You're going to have to count chapter marks. So count.
I think there should be 8.
When you count Screencasts Online and Programming by Stealth.
I have. 8 is what I get.
All right.
All right. Oh, there goes my light. Never stays.
Why is it going off?
I don't know.
Would you tell Telegram to be quiet? Man, my watch, my iPad mini, my iPad, and my Mac all told me that my family is talking about a cute video for Forbes. You might as well put that in the show note, in the live chat, Steve.
That we're working.
No, because I keep hearing about Forbes dancing. All right, let's hear how this is. A lot of fun, and I really love Belkin products. I'm a big fan of smart locks, and so I found Passive Bolt, and I'm talking to Kabir Maiga. What are you? And we're having a little trouble.
Your existing door locking system into a touch.
This is a nice door lock. This one has you touch it to enter. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, so it's similar to the August, except
you have to touch it.
Yeah, you physically have to touch it. It's not a fingerprint, but it's the combination of your touch and your virtual key stored on your smart device, like a phone.
But it's not a touch screen. I mean, it's not a fingerprint.
Right.
Because I touched it and it unlocked because I was standing next to him.
The thing that personalizes is the virtual key on your smartphone, so that not anyone can touch it.
I
Just
think
the
what
person
that
who's-
gets rid of is some people have had problems where their phone is near the front door and the front door unlocks
Yes.
when you're inside the house.
Right. Here you have to be physically present and touching.
Yeah. You got to give them the video, Steve. They're demanding it. Or at least Sandy
Okay.
is.
Should I? Can we do that? There's.
Oh.
Yeah. Now this is a while ago, right?
Rose this is 3 years ago or almost 3 years ago. Rose is
right.
having trouble with the live page, Steve.
Okay.
If you want
let
to
me
answer her there.
Anyone else on the you're talking about
Well, she may be having trouble with the chat, so she may not know.
Oh, the chat's
that
not
chat
working on the live page. Yeah.
Well, right, but I don't know if can hear us. If she's having other trouble.
She's not listening, so let's.
Oh, Sandy says no trouble with the live page. Is Discord working on the live page, Sandy? We thought it was broken. Actually, I can see WidgetBot is in here, Steve, is in the chat room. I don't know about Discord and the live page. I'm using Discord. Okay.
Rose
She's
is
on
on
the
Discord
Discord
app, and you can't hear Rose?
We don't know that's... Yeah, I'm just saying, if you go to the live page, the Discord chat, I think, is broken. She said something's wrong with the live page. She didn't say anything about listening, Steve.
Well,
right,
Sandy's. So this is working. The live page video is working.
Rose says Discord is not working on the live page. Read what she's writing. Okay, I'm going to mute you while you talk to her.
That is true, and that's been true for a while.
I'm muting Steve. Yeah, but she doesn't know that. All right, here we go. This looks like a great product, and that's a very competitive price.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Well, if you don't have a smart lock yet, I do have to say that my smart lock is my favorite home automation device. And I mean it. It is the least amount of trouble and gives me the most value. Being able to walk up to my house and have the door simply unlock and then walk away from the house and it locks again, that is magical to me. I love that. Now, I haven't used the keys to my house in literally years. So we were talking in the chat, in the live chat on the show about why there is a touch sensor on the Shepherd lock. And I think what they're doing there is it's definitely not a fingerprint sensor because I touched it and it unlocked. But there have been some locks where people have a problem of their phone is near the front door and the door unlocks when they're inside the house. I have never had that happen. I'm not quite sure why it doesn't happen because it seems like it would by proximity. But anyway, I think that's why they've put a touch sensor is that you actually have to touch it to unlock it. And that way you don't get any accidental unlocks when you don't really want to unlock the front door. But it looked like a really cool device. And I got to tell you, I absolutely love my smart lock. So check out smart locks. They're scary. I know it's scary to trust a lock, but I love my smart lock. Okay. Jill loves her smart lock. Pin. Yeah, we don't have a way to give people pins, but we can unlock it remotely for people.
Or give them access. But that's even scarier. Temporary access.
Yeah, but we can give them guest access and we can take it away.
Just not
right.
You're right. That's kind of like a pin, but
yeah, I mean, it isn't really a pin. It's just they just have access.
The difference is, I don't know with the pin, but with our method, they have to have the app.
Yeah, this guy said with his that you get if you give somebody a pin, it sends them a text message, which sends them a link that makes them download the app, and then they do have to have the app too on that one. I don't know which lock do you have, Jill? All right. So it's time for the sounds of silence. All right, I'm actually going to record some real content myself here. This is long, so sit back and relax. Slage, okay. That's a good company. All right, here we go. This next story is about how my fans are going bananas on my new 16-inch MacBook Pro. But we can't start with the amazing solution I found in the app Turbo Boost Switcher until we back up and learn a bit about computer processors. We're not going to go too deep because we get in way over my head pretty quickly, but we have to go deep enough to provide some understanding that may help you in your computing journey. Once we're done with the lesson, I'll explain my specific problem and then explain how you might like and need Turbo Boost Switcher even if you don't have banana fans. When you choose a computer, you'll see information about the CPU family and about the speed of that CPU. CPU stands for Central Processing Unit, which we often just refer to as the processor. Let's use as an example the entry level iMac that shows that it has a 2.3 gigahertz Intel Core i5. The CPU family is the Intel Core series, the specific processor line is the i5, and the processor speed is 2.3 gigahertz. So 2.3 gigahertz Intel Core i5. The speed in gigahertz is the clock rate, which is also called the clock speed. The clock speed is the number of cycles per second in which the processor does its operations. If we stay within a given processor line, we can speed up our computations by getting a processor with a faster clock speed. In our entry level iMac example, a 2.3 gigahertz Intel Core i5 would be faster than a 2.0 gigahertz i5. Now, if you try to compare to a different processor family, such as the i3, i7, or i9, then you can't just look at the clock speed to know how fast the machine will go. By the way, for simplicity of discussion, I am going to completely ignore the effect that multi core processors and multi threaded processes have on speed. We're just going to be talking about that clock rate. Okay, so we've established that our new 21.5-inch iMac has a clock speed of 2.3 gigahertz. There's more to it than that. Modern CPUs can operate at varying clock speeds. This is a huge advantage from a power consumption perspective. If you're just doodling around writing emails, your CPU doesn't have much to do, so it will actually slow down to a very low clock speed. With a laptop, this is extremely important because it means longer battery life because the processor is consuming less power because it's going slower. Now, let's say you decide to watch a video on YouTube. Well, this is a little bit more work, so the processor will increase to a higher clock speed. Then later on, let's say you decide to transcode some video, maybe you're rendering from Final Cut or ScreenFlow. That's even more work for the processor to do, so it has to speed up even more. In the Intel line of processors, which are in all modern Macs and many PCs, Intel calls this ramp up in speed turbo boost. When you buy a machine, you'll often see two speeds. You'll see the standard clock rate, like our 2.3 gigahertz Intel Core i5, and you'll see the turbo boost rate. So that 2.3 gigahertz iMac has a turbo boost clock speed of 3.6 gigahertz. Now, for purposes of our discussion, we need to understand when this turbo boost will occur and what factors cause it to engage. According to Intel, availability and frequency upside of Intel Turbo Boost Technology 2.0 state depends on a number of factors, including but not limited to the following: type of workload, number of active cores, estimated current consumption, estimated power consumption, and processor temperature. Basically, if you're demanding a lot of your computer, you could see the processor's speed ramp up, and for short bursts, even reach the top turbo boost speed. You won't see it sit at boost speed for a long time. That's just kind of a peak value. Now, I use the tool iStat menus from Django to monitor the speed of my processor and many other metrics. If you're not already running iStat menus, you really should check it out. By the way, it's available in SetApp too if you have a subscription. So, bottom line is that Turbo Boost sounds like a really good thing. Save my battery when I'm just fooling around, but when I'm transcoding video or doing other such heavy lifting, give me all the power. Now, there are some side effects to Turbo Boost. When the processor speeds up, it generates more heat. It's not good for the processor to get too hot, though, so at some point, the fans will speed up to maintain a safe CPU temperature. All of this I've told you makes perfect sense. You ask the CPU to do more work, it speeds up, it heats up, and macOS tells the fans to speed up and cool it back down. We are now finally to the problem to be solved. For years, I've been using a 15-inch MacBook Pro hooked up to a CalDigit Thunderbolt 3 dock. From there, I hang a bunch of peripherals off the dock, including my 27-inch LG 5K display via Thunderbolt. I recently swapped out the 15-inch for the 16-inch MacBook Pro, connecting it to the same dock and peripherals I've been using for a long time. I demand a lot of my computers, like right now when I'm doing the live show, because I'm recording into Hindenburg, I'm broadcasting my video and my audio through Chrome to Mimo Live and onto YouTube. I route my audio from my mic and Hindenburg back to Discord and YouTube using Audio Hijack, plus a plethora of other less demanding applications. If you ever want to descend into madness by reviewing all of the hardware and software I mixed together for this, There is, of course, a link to a diagram in the show notes. But when I'm not doing the live show, the load on my Mac is often quite light. My processor just hums along at a low clock speed, and the fans are nice and quiet at under 2000 RPM. I should mention that the 16-inch MacBook Pro I bought has 8 processor cores, and it's the top of the line Intel Core i9 rated at 2.4 gigahertz and has a turbo boost of 5 gigahertz. With that much power available, it's really hard for me to come close to stressing the computer. Under normal operations, when I'm not recording, I'm using well under 5% of the power of this machine. But for some reason, my fans are kicking in when I'm not doing any heavy lifting. I use an application called Audio Hijack from Rogue Media. Stop right there. Can't mess up the name 10 times. I'm going to save for a second here. Oh, Jill likes graphs. I use an application.
I put one of your graphs in there.
Thanks. I like my graphs.
Yeah,
There's a
why
bunch
not?
of them. Keep them entertained. Keeps them quiet.
I'm throwing them in when I see them.
Coming up on another one. That's probably the winner graph. That's the second of the best graph. Best one is when I fix it.
We'll be sure to throw that one
I
in.
use an application called Audio Hijack from Rogue Amoeba to route audio around my Mac and to sweeten my sound when doing recordings. It barely stresses the computer to have Audio Hijack running, and damn it, went off script. I use Audio Hijack from Rogue Amoeba to route audio around my Mac and to sweeten my sound when doing recordings. It barely stresses this computer to have it on and running. I'll see a quick pop-up to use maybe 12% of my CPUs, and then it quickly settles back down to around 3% again. This is not a labor-intensive app. However, I noticed shortly after getting the 16-inch MacBook Pro that my fans would go bananas when I fired up Audio Hijack and practically nothing else. The app does do a nice little animation to show the flow of audio to the different devices and apps it's routing, but other than that, it's not really doing any heavy lifting. I have a feeling I'm not looking at the final version of this file because I think you would have caught 2 typos in that paragraph. There was no period at the end of the sentence. And I said use twice in the same sentence. Let's see if you guys did catch it. Nope, you guys missed it. Both Steve and Sandy missed it. Heavy lifting. Yep, look at you two. Boy,
I'm going to even throw in the sounds of your fan when you get there.
Are you?
Yeah, I got the audio file.
I'll see a quick pop-up to use 12% on my CPUs being used. Boy, you guys, 2 mistakes in 1 paragraph.
And you're blaming us?
Yeah, I have 2 editors.
The generator of the mistakes is blaming us.
Discontinued use of Turbo Beast if any of the following occurs. But other than that, it's not really doing any heavy lifting. All right. Oh, I'm going to play that audio, Steve.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to throw it in the chat room, but if you're going to
Well, you can do that too if you want. Do it now before they hear it again.
All right.
Using my old pal iStat menus, I was able to monitor the fan speed and see it jump from under 2,000 RPM before engaging Audio Hijack to over 5,000 RPM. I haven't done a decibel test, but the 16-inch fans at 5,000 RPM are stupid loud. Want to hear it? I knew you did. All right. Here we go. Is it too long?
It's only
knew you
5
did.
seconds.
It would be mean to crank that up, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
All right. I do. Jill wants to hear it. Oh, did Sandy try to say she didn't see that post?
Sandy,
you
I
totally checked that
think
post.
We both corrected it perfectly, and then she went in and added some typos.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right.
I'm about to get muted.
Okay, that may have gotten cranked up louder than it really did sound because of the way I level my audio, but it's still really annoying when you're just sitting there and all of a sudden, it's terrible. When this started to happen, I took a look at the graph for CPU die temperature in iStat menus, and sure enough, it had ramped up incredibly quickly, which explains the speed up of the fans. Likewise, I took a look at the CPU speed, and sure enough, clearly Turbo Boost had kicked in. As I explained up front, all of this is completely normal if you're putting a heavy load on your Mac, but I am not under these conditions. So why is the processor speeding up? I wish I knew the answer to this question, but as of right now, I do not know. I shot off a note filled with lovely graphs to my little friends at Rogue Amoeba. They got back to me right away that they agreed this was quite odd. At the time, they didn't have any 16 inchers to test with, and they weren't sure what was going on. Because remember, I had a 15-inch MacBook Pro doing the exact same thing, and I didn't have that problem. I have to say that the fan noise has been so bad that I had to abandon my beloved Audio Hijack when making videos for Screencasts Online. That's okay for my audio only shows because of the orientation of my mic versus the laptop itself. It's actually pointed directly away from the laptop, so it's fine. But for recording screencasts, I use the monitor on the laptop as the recorded screen. So I have to be up close and personal to it, and the fan noise comes right on through on that mic. Being motivated to figure this out, because noise is the last thing you want to do when doing an audio recording, I did some experiments. I can't explain why this is true, but this big ramp up in CPU speed, temperature, fans only occurs with Audio Hijack when I have the Mac connected to the dock and thus the 5K monitor. If I unplug the dock and the monitor, my Mac does not turbo boost with Audio Hijack. Now, it seems that the problem must be related to graphics because the monitor has to be involved in the plot for it to go this badly, but I can't really just stop using my external monitor and dock. Several months have gone by, and the Rogue Amoeba folks have told me that they can now replicate the problem on their 16-inch MacBook Pros, but they still don't know why it's happening. The only thing they could think of to test was to minimize the window for Audio Hijack because maybe that little tiny animation is causing the problem, but that didn't fix it. This appears to be a bug introduced with the combination of the new 16-inch MacBook Pro and the latest version of Mac OS. I visited the Apple forums where it's been a significant subject of discussion. One person has posted an enormous amount of detail of experiments they've run with multiple 16-inch MacBook Pros, and he is convinced it's a graphics processor problem. That doesn't help me much, but misery does love company. Now, it's weird enough that an audio application app triggers Turbo Boost, but when my system is so low, but there's another app that causes the exact same problem. And that's my backup software, Carbon Copy Cloner from bombitch.com. Or is it bombic.com? I think it's bombic.com. This software is definitely doing nothing graphically when it's running in the background. There isn't even a visible window. But I know within a few seconds when my hourly backup is running because I can't hear myself think with the fans cranked to 5,000 RPM. Sometimes, if I've been recording with Audio Hijack and Carbon Copy Cloner kicks off at the same time, I am doomed. Now, the dumbest thing I could do at this point would be to treat the symptom with a tool like SMC Fan Control. I have never installed this software because it makes no sense to me. Sorry, a cat just opened the door. I thought it was Steve. I thought maybe Steve was gently coming in quietly, but nope. Hey, Grace.
Do you want her out?
No.
She won't make too much
software
noise.
Because it makes no sense to me. This tool lets you override the fan speed signal coming from Mac OS. Since the processor is clocking up and the temperature is going up, the worst thing would be to tell the fans not to blow air over it to cool it back down. However, I did find a tool that treats the root cause rather than the symptom. Sorry. Why is NASA not doing shadow puppets? It's a long story.
The clock behind you, excuse me, was moving around.
Oh, there you just saw cat butt. There we go. All right. I was listening to the Accidental Tech podcast, and I heard Marco Arment refer to a tool called Turbo Boost Switcher from tbswitcher. Oh, I'm not going to be able to pronounce this. Rugarciap. There's a link in the show notes. Anyway, the app is designed to allow you to tell the Mac simply don't enable Turbo Boost. Turbo Boost Switcher is a freemium program, so you can do the basics like disabling and enabling Turbo Boost without paying for it. But you get enhanced capabilities with the Pro version. Turbo Boost Switcher Pro is only $10. And after using the free version for, I think it was about 10 minutes, I gave the developers their money. You get free updates for life for that $10, and it's an amazing tool, so why not pay the developer? At its simplest, you get a switch that allows you to turn off Turbo Boost. I disabled Turbo Boost with the app while using Audio Hijack, and the CPU slowed down immediately, which caused the temperature to drop in turn, and the fans went back to their normal happy idle speed of around 2000 RPM. It was glorious. Now, you might think this would cause problems because obviously the Mac really, truly did need to clock up the processor speed or it wouldn't have done it. But in my usage, I have not found that to be the case. Audio Hijack does not need that much power, and I've had no problems with recording with Turbo Boost disabled. And that's pure audio. I'm not using Turbo Boost Switcher while recording the live show because I know that my Mac is actually doing a great deal of work, and the smoothness of my video will depend on it having all of the power it needs. However, it turns out that recording a screencast and editing in ScreenFlow doesn't really require as much performance as you might think. So I can use Turbo Boost Switcher to disable Turbo Boost and have the sweet sounds of silence, even though I'm using my beloved hijack. Audio hijack, I should say. Can't say hijack. However,
we have a key action that needs to be taken.
What?
Baby Yoda, or the child, is covered up by your Mike Heil logo. There we go. Now you can't talk.
Now?
Yeah.
And my mic stand is hitting my Mac.
Here,
is that good?
I have an idea.
Okay, will you just do that while I keep recording? Depend on it having all of the power it needs. He can just sit in the chair. Just sit him at. He's too low. No, he isn't. I'm looking at the chairs.
You can sit down here and you can see.
Yeah, it's perfect. See him right there? Here. Pick his nose. There you go. I spent a lot of time getting him in the right spot, and my husband is micromanaging where the child sits.
He's a little bit dark. Can we brighten him up?
Oh my gosh. You're muted. However, it turns out that recording a screencast and editing in ScreenFlow doesn't really require as much performance as you might think. Now, if I'm transcoding video, sure, but while I'm recording a screencast, it's not bad at all. So I can use Turbo Boost Switcher to disable Turbo Boost, and I have the sweet sounds of silence, even though I'm using my beloved Audio Hijack. Now that my primary problem is solved, I started poking around into what other features there are in Turbo Boost Switcher Pro. Whether your fans are bothering you too, or whether you want to eke out every minute of battery life on your Mac laptop, I think you might find value in these advanced features. Turbo Boost Switcher allows you to configure some automatic settings that are perfect for saving your battery life. If you switch to auto mode, you'll see 3 tabs to configure it just the way you want it. If fan noise is what bothers you, you can tell Turbo Boost Switcher to disable Turbo Boost when your fans exceed a chosen RPM rate, and to keep it disabled until it goes below another specified rate. For example, you could tell it to disable Turbo Boost if the fans go above 3,500 RPM, which is right around when they start to annoy me, and keep it disabled until it behaves itself and gets below 2,000 again. If more battery life is your goal, you can have the app automatically disable Turbo Boost entirely when you're not charging the battery. So when you're on battery power, no Turbo Boost is allowed. Or you can set a threshold of battery percentage and time left on battery below which Turbo Boost doesn't get to play. So, you're down to 20%. I don't want any Turbo Boost. I need to get some work done and I don't want my battery dying. Finally, if you've got a few apps that are causing Turbo Boost to kick in unnecessarily, then you can add those to a list which will automatically disable Turbo Boost for those apps. I'm absolutely not throwing Audio Hijack and Carbon Copy Cloner under the bus here, but this bug in macOS Catalina is causing this silly problem, so I might add them to this list until it gets fixed. If you tap the gear, you can scroll through the list of running processes in order to find the processes you want to stop. You want to disable Turbo Boost Switcher. I'll get it yet. Winging it. Can you tell? If you tap the to add some apps to the list where Turbo Boost would be disabled, you tap the gear and you can scroll through the list of running processes. This is a really tedious way to do it. The apps aren't and processes aren't alphabetized, and the app has to be running in the list in order to be in the list. But instead, just use the magnifying glass to search for the apps you want to add. With the auto mode in Turbo Boost Switcher, I was able to have Turbo Boost on by default, disabled when Audio Hijack or Carbon Copy Cloner are running, and disabled if my laptop isn't charging. And Turbo Boost Switcher sends me a notification if I want to know when an app has triggered disabling of Turbo Boost. Isn't that cool? Now, if you'd rather control things yourself, and to be honest, I'm a little more on the control freak side, you can still get notifications of high temperature or low battery without being in auto mode, so you don't have to wait for excessive fan noise before you disable Turbo Boost manually. I didn't mention it, but Turbo Boost Switcher runs as a menu bar app, and you can have it display your current CPU load, fan speed, and the temperature of your CPU. I've been using iStat menus for that, but the way they display it takes up a fair bit of room in my menu bar, so I've decided to let Turbo Boost Switcher take over showing me those numbers, since that's where I'm going to take action. I have a little bit of a cold. Keep having to stop to drink. 178 new message. Tuba Moose. I did not say Tuba Moose, did I?
Everyone's riffing a little bit on Turbo
Cuba
Boost.
Caboose, Tuba. What is... Okay, how much have you guys been drinking while I'm gone? Take over showing me those numbers, since that's where I'm going to take action. All right. By the way, I found some more mistakes. Two of the screenshots their names aren't under the screenshot. They're just, names are just floating out in space.
Well, I don't review that. It's hard to get good help.
It is. Maybe I have to double your pay.
Mm-hmm.
Turbo Boost Switcher even has a pair of graphs you can view to show you the temperature over time and the fan speed. If you have Turbo Boost enabled, the line is orange in both graphs, and if you disable it, the line turns blue. It's really fun to see the lines drop down. Nope. Turbo Boost even has a pair of graphs you can view to show you the temperature over time and the fan speed. If you have Turbo Boost enabled, the line is orange in both graphs, and when you disable it, the line turns blue. It's really fun to see high CPU temperatures and high fan speed, then hit Disable Turbo Boost and see the lines drop down. This is truly unnecessary for functionality, but I love me a good graph. Turbo Boost Switcher has gotten sort of stalled from time to time where the menu bar indicator doesn't show the correct temperature and the graphs aren't recording. Not really sure what's caused that, but a quick quit and restart has got that back to working for me. As I was writing this article over the course of a couple of days, I had Audio Hijack running and I noticed my fans weren't kicking off. I thought to myself, oh man, I took too long to write this article because obviously a recent update to macOS Catalina had fixed the problem. And then I glanced at Turbo Boost Switcher and noticed I had disabled Turbo Boost. That is how silently and perfectly this app works for you in the background that you can even forget that it's running. I am super happy with Turbo Boost Switcher, and I'll be keeping it on my Mac for sure, even after Apple fixes this annoying bug. For $10, it could make your battery last longer on a long flight, so why not give it a free trial? Oh boy, I'm glad I didn't do much content. That's it.
Was that like a 5,000 word post?
Yeah. What does it say? No, 3,065.
All right.
That is how many words I have.
You're done.
All right. Huh?
You're done.
I am. Oh, I got to fix those typos, though. Well, maybe I'll leave that up.
I think this is the one where I reviewed just the upfront stuff.
Yeah, so it's probably Sandy's fault. You're right.
I'm I'm not throwing Sandy under the bus here. I'm just saying I don't recall.
Oh, you
her being
totally just did.
the back end of this.
You totally
Sandy,
just
it's
did.
not me. It's her.
Mm-hmm. I was distracted by the banana fans. Okay, so we did both of these. This next one interview is kind of janky. This one
Yeah.
barely made the cut to keep.
Yeah, it was a C. Maybe we shouldn't tell people our rating system.
Yeah. I was distracted by the tuba moose. Tuba moose? On flight, so why not give it a free trial?
One of the problems that a lot of...
All right, so this is a device to help you not forget your baby in the car. Sounds like a good thing, but it was kind of what was it? Was it radio frequency? What did they use?
Yeah, I think it's RF, but the way the clip attached to the baby seat just was really janky. Think of a baby car seat that has the cross clip that allows you to put the straps together and clip them together. Now add a second one that's a little harder to get undone. And that's the thing. That's the thing that has to be clipped or unclipped that sets off the alarm if it's still clipped and you walk away. Basically, is how it works.
I think I'm going to say something about it. Okay.
I think most people can make that one happen. Thank you very much for your time.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, this is a really important problem to be solved that this woman has been working on, and I applaud her for that. And I also like the idea of it being kind of a lower tech solution, and I think there's some merit with that. But this product definitely needed a lot more work on productizing because it was really hard for her to get that on and off. And if you've ever been trying to get a kid into a car seat when you're in a hurry or trying to get him out when the kid is really tired of being in that car seat, I think that people might stop using it over time if this is not made a lot simpler to get on and off. But you know what? CES is all about cool ideas, and maybe this one's not quite ready yet, but it's a great idea to start with. Okay, but now a vacuum. I think I really liked this vacuum, didn't I, Steve?
Did you chapter mark this?
I did. I did not do another chapter mark yet because I am about to drop it in. I'm going to drop in Neato.
Neato, wow.
It's going to be a long show. We got an hour-long security bits. It's not quite ready yet, but it's a great idea to start with.
I, for some reason, have never interviewed anybody about a robot vacuum, so I made a point of going to the Neato booth.
My first, sedate the child. Nice, Frank. You know what I've always thought? I think that they should sedate people on planes. I think they should buckle us all in, and they should just gas us right from there, and then give us the anti-venom, 15 minutes before we get home, and everybody be happy. Not just the babies. I mean, everybody. Let's just sleep through it. Why not? Right?
Wow.
Okay.
The ACLU might have something to say about that.
Well, hey, in India, they gassed us on the planes, right?
Yeah. That
they
was
gassed us with
for
insecticide. It was awesome.
I held my breath during that moment.
Tin can of farts. Yeah, the staff of the plane would love it, right? Flight attendants, they could walk around like draw mustaches on us and stuff. We wouldn't even know. They'd be happy. All right. Pledge break.
We have a deal on one. You'll find it on the other as well.
Very good. Thank you very much, Chriselle. This is fantastic.
And she said that was her first interview. I think she was lying. I thought she did great. And it looked like a pretty cool product to me. Well, I'd like to read you a letter I received from Andrew Darlow. Here's what he wrote. Hi, Allison. I'm a huge fan of the NosillaCast podcast, and I have to commend you and Steve for your fantastic coverage of CES 2020. I'm going to give Steve all the credit for that. Anyway, he went on to say, I would have never found out about many of the companies you covered who are doing amazing things and creating groundbreaking products. I look forward to going back into the archive to learn much more. On with two quick items I found in which I thought you and your audience would be interested. With tax season upon us, I learned that you can download an order history report in CSV format from Amazon.com, which I know will help me as I sort through my business expenses. He gave me a link to find that download. I thought that was really, really cool. And while he's at it, he gave us a link to a list of which Macs have the T2 chip in them. I thought that was really nifty because if you have that T2 chip, there's a lot more you need to know about your Mac. So it's really cool to get that link. He said, all the best, and thanks again for all that you, Steve, and the castaways do. Well, I got to say, I love that he loves the show, and I love even more that he recognizes the contribution Steve gives to the show. I wrote back and I suggested both of these links would be great to post in our Slack community at podfeed.com/Slack, and he immediately joined the conversation there. But then guess what else he did? He became a very generous patron of the show. He went to podfeed.com/Patreon, and he chose a pledge amount that was right for him. So not only did he say lovely things to make my day and to make Steve's day, and not only did he join the community so everyone gets to enjoy his contributions, but he supported the show financially. Sorry, but move over, Troy. I think Andrew is our hero of the week. And I I corrected his text and put ended a sentence in a preposition, not noticing that he had purposely not done that.
Which one?
That was close. He said, on with 2 quick items I found in which I thought you and your audience would be interested. I fixed it.
Okay.
He had done it correctly. All right. So it is time for security bits. Marker 10. How am I doing?
10? Oh, I thought it should be 8. That's interesting.
I told you had missed 2 of them.
Well, we'll go back and check them before we're done here.
Yeah. All right. Some security bits music. And now I'm going to go for, There's Bart. 2020 02 23. I didn't even check this yet. And audio hijack. This one's mine, and this should be security bits. I have become so obsessed with my homework for programming by stealth that I actually lost track of time. Uh-oh. Shoot, what did I just do with it? That's me. That I lost track of time and didn't show up on time for Bart. And he's like, well, I guess that's okay. So this must be Bart's version. Bart. Okay, so drop me up here. And we'll drop Bart down here. And we'll split that one. Option T and Option T. Get rid of Bart on that one. Get rid of me on that one. Move Bart up there. Put his... Oh, I got to play what he did this time. Ready? Listen to this.
Blinky blink.
A double
like that
blink.
one? Want to hear it? Want to hear it again?
Yes.
Blinky blink.
I should save that, shouldn't I?
I would save all of these. Like, just string them all together.
Let me see. I'm going to split that. That would be funny. Put, oh, wait. I think a command here. I'm just going to save that one. Blinky. Let's see. It's Plinky Plink. I guess what he did, right?
Except you misspelled plink.
I did. Wow, you're watching me. This is important work we're doing here.
Blinky blink. Blinky blink.
Oh, God. Maybe that could be an alert sound.
I like it. Okay, I think that... Wow, when did he start talking? Okay, let me see if this... Of the week again, it's time for Security Bits with Bart Bouchatz. How you doing on this lovely February 23rd, 2020, Bart? Oh, there's a hum. 3rd, 2020, Bart. I thought that was me talking. Wow, that's a loud hum. 2020, Bart.
I am doing just fine. A realist.
Yeah, psychologically to get past it, right? Again, I'm talking about what it's like to be riding your bicycle past the spot where you get hit by a car. Well, it's that time of the week again. It's time for Security Bits with Bart Bouchatz. How you doing on this lovely February 23rd, 2020, Bart?
I am doing just fine. It is
Always feel that little bit of apprehension. Let's kick into some security stuff.
okie dokie. First off, our feedback on
All right. Let's see.
symmetry was.
Yeah, exactly.
And until then, remember to stay patched so you stay secure.
I listened to the pattern of the clinking. You fell asleep in an MRI. That's good. That's good work.
Wow. Impressive.
I have fallen asleep while having my teeth cleaned. My dental hygienist gives me a little binky, and she gives me a little bite thing, a child's bite thing. So it holds your mouth open, so you can just go like that. You don't have to hold your mouth open. And then I put on a podcast, and I just buckle down in and sound asleep. It's awesome. All right, in an hour and 40 minutes, I better wind it up. I guess that's close enough. Trust that. Well, that's going to wind us up for this week. I think that's enough content, don't you? Don't forget to send in your dumb questions, comments, and suggestions. You can do that by emailing me at allison@podfeet.com. And you can follow me on Twitter @podfeet. Remember, everything good starts with podfeet.com. You want to become a patron like Andrew did and become the hero of the week? You can go to podfeet.com/Patreon. You want to, maybe you don't like these subscription things. Maybe you just want to make a one-time donation. You can do that by going to podfeet.com/PayPal. If you want to join in the conversation, as I mentioned earlier, like Andrew did, you can join our Slack group at podfeet.com/Slack. Or if you have the Facebook persuasion, there's always podfeet.com/Facebook. And if you want to join in the fun of the live show, head on over to podfeet.com/live on Sunday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific time and join the friendly and enthusiastic NosillaCastaways. We missed Rick tonight. Hope you're feeling better soon. Thanks for listening and stay subscribed. There we go. There we go. I do like the idea. If he ever called me on the phone, I would totally make that his ringtone. Tonight, hope you're feeling better soon. Thanks for listening and stay subscribed. All right, so I have 10. I think you probably didn't count the first two.
Okay, what were they?
PBS, Capto,
I have PBS. I have Capto.
Belkin,
Got it.
Passive Bolt,
Got it.
Sounds of Silence,
Missed that one.
AHS,
Huh. I guess I missed that
Nito.
one too.
and Security Bits.
Wait, when's Turbo Boost Switcher?
That's the Sounds of Silence with Turbo Boost Switcher.
Okay. I got that. Got
AHS,
Yep.
Nito, and
Yep.
then Security Bits.
So I missed one, I think.
Oh, no, hang on. That's weird. It called it Marker 10, but it is 8. It's only 8 chapters, but it said Marker 10 when I put it in.
Well,
That's
I
odd.
have 8 and I missed one.
No, I don't think you did. PBS, Capto, Belkin, Passive Bolt, Turbo Boost Switcher, the silly car baby seat thing, HS,
Yeah.
Nito, and Security Bits.
Yeah, that's 8.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it called it 10 when I put it in. I don't know why. There was only 8. Steve's in the unemployment line tomorrow. No, because then, Andrew would be all sad. So it's fine.
I think I was the one consistently saying 8, but that's okay. I'm not trying to
Say
point
8.
out who was right or wrong.
Say 8.
Just
Get
say 8.
Get it? Any Brian Regan fans in the room other than me and Steve?
Just say 8.
I don't even understand my own visuals. Steve said 8.
I did. Thank you,
That's
Kevin.
now a text expander snippet, Steve. I got to go fix that blog post. I think you should let the audience go 2 minutes early, Steve.
I don't think I ever showed the Forbes video.
Oh, that's how you should finish it.
All
Oh,
right,
you
we're
thought it
gonna
was a
finish-
Star Trek There Are Four Lights? That's another one
Yeah, that's
that
a
comes
different
up a lot
one.
in our house.
All right, here's a Forbes video. This is when he was dancing to the song. Was it Luana? How do you pronounce that?
Moana.
Moana from the Disney. The
Uh-oh, you might get a takedown, Steve.
Do they do that in Discord?
No.
Play that at your leisure. If you
At your
don't
leisure.
have to play it. Now he's only like 1 here.
I think
Maybe
so.
A little over 1.5. But he got into music really quickly.
Yeah, he doesn't dance as much as he used to.
Yeah. Kind of a swaying dance.
Well, he had different moves. He liked him some reggae too.
Yeah. John's pointing out how excited Tesla is.
Yeah.
That's her natural state.
See, is there Discord? No. Sorry, I'm going to add one more picture to Discord. Okay, where's Discord? Discord is on here. There it is. Oh, it's going to get confusing. I'm going to be logged in twice. Who knows what's going to happen? Let's see. I'm
Let's see
going to
if you
general
pop up again here.
discussion. Wait a minute. General discussion. Where are you guys? You guys are on live show, right?
Yeah.
No. Where do you guys chat?
We chat in the NosillaCast live chat.
Ah, there we go. Okay. Add a picture. Wow, that's taken forever. There it is. That was that's what Grace decided to lay her head gently down.
Oh, the eye.
I know, doesn't
Does
that look
not
uncomfortable?
comfortable.
That's my dock.
Oh, look, and you got your little Mac down there. Your original Mac.
Yep. All right.
With
Well,
no-
weren't we
with
gonna
no
let
watch
class
in
go
it.
early and now you
Yeah.
made them stay late to watch
No.
your grandson?
No, they didn't have to. They're welcome to leave anytime.
It's gonna get real ugly when there's 3 of them. Kyle's baby's due any minute now.
Yeah, and Lindsay not far behind.
Yep.
All right,
Kyle's
we should-
winning though.
Yes, yes.
Actually, I wonder if there's going to be a disruption in the show because of that.
There might be. We might have a last minute disruption.
A date, you never know. Yeah, if Dickies has that baby on a Sunday, it could delay a
Yep.
show.
Delay of game.
All right. Goodbye, everybody. Bye, Rose. Love you guys. You are
Hi, Gracie.
no. I won't miss the whole show, Jill. I won't miss an episode. That's not going to happen. Because May is 15 years, guys.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. All righty.
Are we
Now
out?
sign us out.
Okay, we're out.